Hi, this is Farm King, Dungeon Master for Legends of Barovia, a Curse of Strahd campaign, and today I am going to talk about the Tser Pool maps. What I've done in the Curse of Strahd is broken my groups of maps, both the Theater of the Mind maps and my battle maps, into sections, areas where my characters will be for a while, so I have the maps kind of grouped together. The second area in Barovia that your characters will visit is the Tser Pool area. It's the Vistani Camp. And what I did was I bookended these maps here. Let's look at the general map here. My characters are now in the Tser Camp where they'll meet with Madame Ava. Here is the village of Barovia where they just left. And the group of maps that I'm going to show you are bookend from the bridge from the village of Barovia into the Tser Pool area, and the other bookend is the bridge leading out of that area across the Tser Falls. In the Curse of Strahd campaign, they only include one battle map of the area, but there's a couple other encounters in there. And so what I'm going to do is show you the maps that I put together, why I put them together, my 5 Theater of the Mind maps, and my 2 battle maps. Let's start off with the first area that they reach, which is the Stone Bridge area just outside of the village of Barovia, and I'll bring that up right here. The Stone Bridge area is a place where the characters, it's kind of like the last place that they're leaving the village of Barovia and heading off into this area. I put this in here as a location because it is a Theater of the Mind map. It's the first one in the series here. It's an area where they can run into some PCs. In this particular case, the lady on the bridge, this is again a Theater of the Mind map. I'm going to put a link in there on how I use them and how I make them. The lady here on the bridge is the pie lady. She's coming back in. They missed her in the village. Unfortunately, our warlock did buy 6 pies and has enjoyed those pies on his trip to the Tser Pools. Little did he know that the pies probably weren't the best pies to buy. So this is the first map. They move on to the next map, which is the Crossroads map. This is a JamesRPG map. This is one of his static maps. I'll put a link to his Patreon page. What I did on this Theater of the Mind map is, while this is a static photo, I included clouds using the FX Master module, making the cloud go sideways, trying to create a fog effect here. One of the things that is important about this area is I think it's underutilized in Curse of Strahd. It's a great scene that you can also transplant into many different campaigns. Your adventurers will eventually be on the road somewhere, and they will face that fork in the road. And the crossroads, in any adventure is a path which the players will choose, the party will choose, that is going to inevitably change their fate, their destiny. But the crossroads is also a unique place for the characters to have a short rest or long rest, or to create an encounter. What was interesting in the Curse of Strahd crossroad area here is you got 2 unique flavor elements that you can play on. You have the gallows over here on stage right or screen left, and then you have the small graveyard here, obviously the bodies that were from the gallows. We used just the Theater of the Mind map here. They ran into a skeletal rider who had dropped a trinket of a ring on the ground as he rode past. On Discord, and I'll put a link to the Discord channel and also a shout out to the individual that provided this map, which I used, created also a battle map. And while I did not use this in my campaign, I did download it and include it because this is a great, as I mentioned before, a great crossroads that you could use in any campaign that has some interesting elements. As I mentioned, the graveyard and the gallows. I obviously walled this off and put some walls in there, which you can see the walls in there, and I'll just click on the character so you kind of get an idea of the walling that I've done from the gallows and the trees there. There's so many encounters that you can do here, and I'm putting together a video called just the Crossroad Encounters videos, and just some things here with the graveyard. You could have zombies or skeletons coming back from the dead. You could bury something in one of them. You can have a group of characters a group of NPCs surrounding somebody that's about to be hung at the gallows. This is a good place for bandits encounters. All kinds of encounters can happen here. So I wanted to have this map in case I did use it. I didn't use it, but I would suggest having this with the Theater of the Mind map. The designer of this map from the Discord channel, again, I'll put a link down below, did a great job of incorporating the James RPG Theater of the Mind map image in here. As you can see, the gallows on south, but that was on the left of the picture, and the graveyard to the right or to the north of this picture. The next location that our players will get to would be the Vistani Camp. This again is a phenomenal James RPG photo. It's animated. The only things that I added to this was some embers, which you can see glowing a little bit here. But there's nothing to do on this map. He's done a phenomenal job with the color scheme, the animation. What's really nice about this particular map that he's designed, if we zoom in really closely here, you can see the animation of some of the Vistani around the fire down there, chatting and sitting by the fire and talking. And it's a great scene for your characters as they're about to engage with the Vistani camp or camp here or meet with, as they wait to meet with Madame Ava, who's obviously in the larger tent over here. This is one of my favorite maps, Theater of the Mind maps so far, and this is a great shout out to JamesRPGART. The one map that does come with the game is the Tser Pool Encampment map. This is actually from the book Curse of Strahd, or it can be downloaded if you've purchased it from D&D Beyond. I have it here, and of course I've put in some sound effects and some of a campfire, as well as some lighting effects, dynamic effects. For me personally, unless the characters are going to engage in the camp, maybe they're going to check out or sneak up on the Vistani, or maybe investigate the tents or search for stuff for loot, you're going to want a battle map, because a battle map is not only good for combat, but it's great for exploring and getting an idea where the characters are. While it wasn't necessary for us to use, because my characters were just staying in the camp, telling stories around the campfire, and then seeing Madame Ava, doing just the Vistani camp map that this one here that James put together is perfect. The next Theater of the Mind map that we have is Madame Ava's card reading map. That's this map here. My characters just finished their card reading last session. You can see the cards are laid out here in the Curse of Strahd reading in there. My characters also each had an individual reading separately. In this particular Theater of the Mind map, the characters are all represented by a single token at the bottom of the map, so they all be in here at the same time. And then I cut out each of these cards and revealed them as items. I made an entire video on how to do a Tarokka deck reading with Foundry, so I'll link that in the description. This is a real special moment for the characters. I actually let the characters keep all of the cards. I turned them into items that was shared by everybody. I'll show that really quickly right here in the items directory, so you can see which cards over here with the kind of the rainbow pie means the card was shared by everybody. And then there were some individual cards. And one of the things I did with the cards, and I'll just open one of the cards here so you can see, is I put the flavor text in the item in here with some notes. His mind is broken, but his spells are strong. He knows what you seek and where to find it. Kind of a clue on this particular card for this character. He's supposed to be searching for somebody, and he's looking for something in particular in this case. That's the last Theater of the Mind map. The bookend map, remember we mentioned the Theater of the Mind map, that was the bridge map from the village of Barovia. The exit and the closing bookend map is the Tser Falls map, which again is a James RPG animated map, another great map. I included some sound in here, and here it is. You can just hear the sound for a second here. Just kind of loud. You can hear the waterfalls. I'll turn it off here briefly. So this is another really good scene because it kind of ends the area. You're right. They went over a bridge. They entered the Tser Pool area, had their encounter with the Vistani, had the encounter at the Crossroads, and now they're leaving. And this scene is a scene where they can do a short rest. You could have another encounter on the bridge. It's a great place to do some cleanup work on character sheets and everything as in between sessions, which I always like to do is have an area where everybody's on the map. We're talking about maybe some spells they had learned, maybe doing some rolls and some short rest. But you can have a great encounter here too, and this is kind of marks a chapter, if you will, in the Curse of Strahd campaign that they're moving on to another location. I really hope you enjoyed this. One other little thing I do is you can see the colored areas here, my groups of maps, and I color them because they've already been to those locations, and I match the color with certain journal entries, etc. It's a little color combination thing that I like to do. Red areas are places they haven't been. I'm going to go back to the main map. I made a video of this as well. This is a shared scene map that all my characters have access to. It's on permanently for my characters to access. I made a single token which only I can move that represents where the characters are. And then I put these little markers in here, and they're just scene notes where the characters can go back and see a still picture of where they went, and they can leave some text in there as well. They've put some text in here, got a ringing skeleton, so the characters can keep this updated. So again, the area that we were talking about was this bridge here, and then the closing bridge is the one over the falls right here. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it. Please subscribe to my channel. May all your rolls be critical, and I hope you too are enjoying Curse of Strahd as much as I am with my group of players. Thanks very much, and until next time.